Chosen one, what if I told you the 144,000 mentioned in Revelation are not a myth, and the 4 angels are already here, releasing final instructions to the chosen? You've been feeling it, haven't you? A strange, unshakable awareness that something is happening just beyond the surface. Maybe it's the way your dreams have grown more vivid or the way certain messages seem to find you at the perfect time. This isn't your imagination. Something divine is unfolding, and if this video found you, it's because you're meant to hear what comes next. You are not alone in this, and you are not imagining the changes. The 144,000 have been called, and the 4 angels of Revelation are bringing messages you need to hear. Today, we'll unravel these mysteries, explore the identities and purpose of the 144,000, and examine the angelic messages that are arriving now. By the end of this video, you'll understand your role in this awakening and what steps to take next. If you resonate with this message, comment 77, like this video, and make sure you're subscribed to stay connected. Share this video with someone who needs it, and if you'd like to support this community further, click the Super Thanks button. A quick thank you to our membership subscribers. Your support makes this possible. If you haven't joined yet, click the link in the description and become a part of this growing movement. Now, let's dive in and discover what these 4 angels are revealing. Who are the 144,000? From the earliest days of your spiritual journey, you may have sensed something different about yourself. Perhaps you felt an unexplainable tug at your soul, a calling that you couldn't ignore. Others around you seemed content to move through life's routines, but you've always known that you were meant for something greater. Even when you didn't have the words for it, you carried a quiet conviction that you were being prepared for a higher purpose. You've noticed the way certain events align in your life, the way specific insights seem to reach you at exactly the right time. These moments aren't random. They're part of a greater pattern, a divine thread that connects you to the mission of the 144,000. But what exactly does it mean to be one of the 144,000? In the book of Revelation, they are described as standing with the Lamb on Mount Zion, singing a new song that no one else can learn. This imagery speaks to a deep spiritual connection, an alignment with the divine that transcends ordinary understanding. Some interpret the 144,000 as a literal number of individuals from ancient tribes, while others see them as symbolic of a group called to a sacred mission. Regardless of interpretation, their purpose is clear. They are spiritual warriors, set apart to guide humanity through a time of profound awakening and transformation. If you've ever felt out of step with the world, if you've ever felt like you were carrying a light others couldn't see, you might be closer to this calling than you realize. The journey of the 144,000 is not one of ease or comfort. These individuals face challenges that test their faith, their resolve, and their ability to stand strong in the face of adversity. Yet it is through these challenges that their purpose becomes even more evident. The story of Elijah in the wilderness offers a parallel. When Elijah fled after confronting the prophets of Baal, he felt utterly alone. He believed he was the last faithful servant of God, the only one left standing. But then, in the stillness, he heard a whisper, a quiet voice that reminded him he was not alone. He was part of something much larger, a divine plan that extended beyond his immediate struggles. In the same way, the 144,000 are never truly alone. Their connection to the divine and to one another strengthens them, even when the world seems against them. As they step further into their calling, they begin to notice the signs of transformation all around them. Their lives start to shift in ways that can't be ignored. Relationships that no longer serve their higher purpose fall away, making room for connections that uplift and inspire. Dreams and visions become more vivid, carrying messages that guide their steps. Even the way they view the world changes. They see patterns and meanings in events that once seemed mundane. These shifts are not coincidences. They are confirmations that the time for their mission has arrived. Their heightened awareness and sense of purpose become a guiding light, not only for themselves but also for those they are meant to lead. But this transformation isn't happening in isolation. There are forces at work behind the scenes, aligning circumstances in ways that go beyond human understanding. Spiritual synchronicities, divine interventions, and angelic guidance are all part of the 144,000's journey. Consider the story of Philip and the Ethiopian eunuch in the book of Acts. Philip was divinely guided to meet the eunuch on the road, and through their encounter, a new spiritual path was opened. The 144,000 experienced similar moments of alignment, unexpected encounters, perfectly timed opportunities, and a sense that their steps are being guided by a higher hand. These experiences serve as reminders that their struggles are not in vain. Instead, they are being prepared and elevated for a purpose that is far greater than they could have imagined. At some point, the members of the 144,000 must make a choice. It's not enough to see the signs or recognize the calling. They must fully embrace it. This is a moment of self-realization, a moment when they understand that their unique gifts, their trials, and even their doubts have all been leading to this point. Yet, stepping into this role requires courage. Many people resist change not because they lack faith, but because they fear the unknown. The 144,000 must confront this fear and choose to trust in their divine purpose. They must accept that their lives are no longer ordinary, that they are part of something extraordinary, and that the world is waiting for them to rise into their true selves. As they step into their new reality, the members of the 144,000 become empowered to move forward with clarity and strength. The doubts that once held them back fade into the background as their conviction grows. They find themselves speaking truths they once hesitated to share, reaching out to those in need, and taking bold steps toward fulfilling their mission. Each action they take, no matter how small, becomes a building block for the greater purpose they were chosen to carry out. They inspire others not by forcing change, but by embodying it. Their example encourages those around them to listen to their own inner callings, creating a ripple effect that touches countless lives. In the end, the identity of the 144,000 is not defined by their number or by their status, but by their willingness to embrace their role. They are those who have heard the call and have chosen to answer it. They are the ones who see beyond the surface, who trust in the unseen, and who step forward in faith, knowing that they are guided by a force far greater than themselves. If this resonates with you, if you feel that you may be part of this divine group, know that you are not alone. Comment 144,000 if you feel this calling in your own life, and let us continue this journey together. Why the angels are here now. If you've been feeling like the world has become more unpredictable, more chaotic, you're not imagining it. The pace of change has accelerated, and the old structures, systems, traditions, and beliefs are beginning to crumble. This isn't just coincidence. It's a sign that something much bigger is happening. It's as if the entire planet is going through a spiritual awakening, a massive shift that's been quietly building for years and is now becoming impossible to ignore. With all of this transformation taking place, you may wonder, why now? Why have the angels chosen this moment to appear? The truth is, the timing is no accident. The world has reached a point where the old ways no longer serve us. And so, these messengers have arrived, not to instill fear, but to guide us toward a better understanding, to help us navigate through the chaos and find clarity. For generations, humanity has moved through cycles of growth and stagnation, often losing sight of deeper spiritual truths in the rush of everyday life. But now, something is different. The signs are clearer, louder, and more persistent than ever before. Political divisions, natural disasters, a global pandemic. These aren't just random events. They are wake-up calls, shaking us out of complacency and forcing us to confront what truly matters. The angels have come at this precise moment because we are finally ready to listen. As difficult as it may seem, this is a time of great opportunity. The old systems are breaking down not to leave us in despair, but to make room for a new way of being. The angels are here now to ensure we don't lose sight of the bigger picture. They're here to remind us that the challenges we face are not the end, but the beginning of something much greater. Throughout history, angelic messengers have appeared when humanity needed guidance the most. Think of Daniel's visions, where heavenly beings revealed secrets about the future. Or consider the angel who visited Joseph in a dream, telling him to flee with Mary and Jesus to protect the child's life. These moments weren't coincidences, they were pivotal junctures, times when divine intervention was essential. The same is true now. The four angels of Revelation have arrived not because we are doomed, but because we are at a turning point. Their messages bring clarity and direction, offering us a path forward even as the world around us feels uncertain. They come with warnings, yes, but also with hope. They are here to help us align with higher truths, to inspire us to rise above fear and doubt, and to guide us toward a future that we are still in the process of creating. As the angels make their presence known, they bring with them a sense of urgency. The world is moving quickly, and there isn't time to stay stagnant. The spiritual shift we're experiencing demands action. Action rooted in faith, in trust, and in a willingness to change. The angels are not here to do the work for us. They are here to show us the way. It's up to us to pay attention, to take the messages seriously, and to begin aligning our lives with the truths they reveal. This is a time of awakening, of seeing with new eyes, and of stepping into our roles as spiritual beings who can bring light and healing to the world. The angels' presence is a reminder that we're not alone in this journey. They are here to support us, to guide us, and to ensure that we move forward with purpose and strength. What makes this moment so unique is that the world itself is ready. For the first time in generations, we are collectively beginning to question the old ways. More people are open to spiritual exploration than ever before. Conversations about mindfulness, energy, and divine connection have entered the mainstream. People are searching for something deeper, something more meaningful. This is why the angels have come now. They see that the soil is fertile, that humanity is more prepared than ever to receive their guidance. They understand that we have reached a tipping point, and they want to make sure that we choose a path of growth rather than one of destruction. The challenges we face are real, but so are the opportunities. The angels' messages are here to help us recognize the difference. As we move through this transformative period, it's essential to remember that these angels are not distant, abstract figures. They are here now, active in the world and in our lives. Their presence can be felt in the moments of stillness, in the sudden insights, and in the uncanny timing of events that seem too perfect to be chance. If you've ever had a moment where you felt inexplicably guided, where a solution appeared just when you needed it, or where a chance encounter led to a profound realization, that's the kind of influence they bring. These aren't accidents. They are signs that the angels are working behind the scenes, nudging us in the right direction. Their purpose isn't to force us onto a certain path, but to help us see the one that's already unfolding. They want us to understand that we have a choice: to rise, to learn, and to grow, or to remain stuck in the patterns of the past. Of course, the angels' messages aren't always easy to accept. They challenge us to step outside our comfort zones, to look honestly at our lives, and to let go of the habits and beliefs that no longer serve us. This can be uncomfortable, but it's also liberating. By embracing the guidance they offer, we begin to see the bigger picture. We start to understand that the struggles we face are not random or meaningless. They are part of a larger plan, a divine process designed to help us evolve. The angel's presence is a reminder that we are capable of far more than we realize. Their messages are not just instructions. They are invitations to step into our full potential, to become the best versions of ourselves, and to contribute to the greater good. As we tune into the messages the angels bring, we start to feel a shift within ourselves. The urgency transforms into determination. The uncertainty begins to fade, replaced by a quiet confidence that we are exactly where we need to be. The angel's guidance helps us align with a higher purpose, one that is deeply personal yet connected to the collective. We begin to see that this is not just a time of chaos. It's a time of creation. The old ways are falling away so that something new can emerge, something that reflects the divine truth we've been called to live. Comment "Why now?" if you sense the urgency of this moment. In the next section, we'll explore the 4 specific messages these angels are delivering. The 4 messages they bring. You may have felt it in your heart. A calling to live differently, to rise above the noise and distractions that surround us every day. This calling isn't random. It's part of the shift that's happening now. The 4 angels have arrived with messages that speak directly to this moment, and they carry a sense of urgency and purpose that cannot be ignored. These messages are not about fear or punishment, they're about guidance. They are reminders of the deeper truths we've always known but have often forgotten. They ask us to pause, to listen, and to take the next step on a path that leads to higher understanding and alignment. The first message comes as a gentle yet firm reminder. Turn back to what is pure and divinely inspired. This angel speaks of eternal truth, of a life not rooted in material gain or fleeting pleasures, but in something far greater. It's about realigning with the divine will, remembering that our true purpose is not defined by worldly success but by the light we carry within. In the fast-paced world we live in, it's easy to lose sight of that light. This first message calls us to refocus, to let go of distractions, and to embrace a life that reflects our highest selves. It's not about following a rigid set of rules. It's about rediscovering the core of who we are and what we're meant to be. The second angel brings a warning, a proclamation that the false systems we have come to rely on will not stand forever. These aren't just the political or religious institutions we often think of. They are any structures that have pulled us away from our true spiritual path. The angel's message is clear. What is not rooted in truth will fall. At first, this may seem daunting, even frightening, but it's not meant to scare us. Instead, it's meant to prepare us. As these systems crumble, we have the opportunity to build something better, something rooted in light, love, and divine intention. The second message calls us to be aware, to open our eyes to the shifts already happening, and to understand that the end of one way of living can be the beginning of a new, brighter one. The third message continues this theme, urging us not to align with the broken systems that are now being exposed. This angel calls on us to choose the light, even when it's difficult. In a world where it can be tempting to follow the crowd, to seek comfort in the familiar, the third angel asks us to rise above. It's a call to courage, to make choices that may set us apart but ultimately lead us closer to the truth. It reminds us that aligning with the light isn't always the easiest path, but it's the one that brings peace, clarity, and genuine spiritual growth. This message encourages us to look within, to see where we've been compromising our values, and to take steps toward greater integrity and faith. Finally, the fourth angel delivers a call to readiness. This message is about preparation, about standing firm in the faith and truth we've rediscovered. It's a reminder that the time is now to strengthen our spiritual practices, to gather the wisdom we've been given, and to trust that we have what it takes to navigate the challenges ahead. This message doesn't predict a smooth path. It acknowledges that there will be difficulties, but it also assures us that we are capable of facing them. It calls on us to embrace our inner strength, to hold fast to our convictions, and to walk forward with confidence and trust. The fourth angel's message is not just a warning, it's an empowerment, a reminder that we are not alone, and that we have the tools we need to rise. Together, these four messages form a roadmap. They guide us through the confusion, showing us where to turn and what to let go of. They remind us of our connection to something greater than ourselves, and they inspire us to make choices that reflect our highest purpose. They aren't vague or distant. They are clear, actionable, and deeply personal. Each message challenges us to look honestly at our lives and to see where we've been holding back. They call us to step forward, not in fear, but in love and strength. These messages are not about following a strict set of rules. They're about finding freedom in the truth. As we take in these messages, we begin to see the bigger picture. They're not about the past. They're about what we do now in this moment. They ask us to choose light over darkness, truth over falsehood, and courage over fear. They help us understand that we have a role to play in this unfolding story, that we're not here by accident. Each message builds on the one before, leading us closer to a life of meaning, connection, and purpose. The four angels are not here to control us. They're here to guide us, to remind us of the path we've always been meant to walk, and to inspire us to keep moving forward. These four messages are a gift. They offer clarity in a time of uncertainty, strength in a time of doubt, and hope in a time of change. They call on us to be honest with ourselves, to let go of what no longer serves us, and to embrace the higher calling that's been waiting for us all along. This is not just about listening, it's about acting. Each message asks us to take a step forward, to trust in the process, and to know that we are not walking this path alone. Comment message if these words resonate with you, and let's continue this journey together. How to know if you're one of them. There's a certain kind of restlessness you might have felt for as long as you can remember. A deep inner knowing that you were always different, always looking at the world from a perspective that others didn't seem to share. It's not that you've tried to stand out, but something inside you has always made it hard to blend in. Maybe you've found yourself drawn to spiritual teachings that resonate deeply, even if you can't explain why. Maybe you've woken up from dreams that feel more real than waking life, dreams filled with messages and symbols that linger long after you open your eyes. These moments might feel subtle, yet they're persistent. They come back again and again, reminding you that there's something more to your journey. As you've walked this path, you may have noticed patterns emerging. Strange coincidences, unexpected synchronicities, and perfect timing that seems too deliberate to be chance. Perhaps a conversation you overheard gave you an answer you were silently seeking. Maybe you stumbled upon a passage of scripture or a spiritual teaching just when you needed it most. These moments aren't random. They're like breadcrumbs left by the divine, guiding you toward your purpose. The more you pay attention to these signs, the clearer they become. Over time, they start to feel less like coincidences and more like confirmations that you're being prepared for something greater. This sense of calling often comes with a feeling of responsibility. You might not have a clear picture of what you're meant to do, but you feel the weight of it nonetheless. It's not about pressure, it's about purpose. You find yourself speaking truths that others shy away from, even when it's uncomfortable. You sense an urgency to align your life more closely with your spiritual values, to let go of distractions, and to focus on what truly matters. These impulses may not always make sense on the surface, but they resonate deeply within you. They push you to grow, to strengthen your connection to God, and to prepare for something that feels both incredible and inevitable. The 144,000 aren't marked by outward achievements or worldly recognition. They don't need titles, accolades, or grand displays. Their mark is inward. It's their connection to the divine, their unwavering faith, and their willingness to follow where they're led. You may not feel ready or qualified, but that's part of the journey. The 144,000 aren't chosen because they're perfect. They're chosen because they're willing. They're willing to trust, to grow, and to step into the unknown. That willingness, that openness to the call, is what sets them apart. Sometimes the signs aren't just external. They're internal shifts, quiet yet profound. You might notice your priorities changing. Things you once valued may seem less important, while your spiritual growth becomes a central focus. You might feel drawn to certain people, teachings, or practices that help you align with this higher calling. These shifts may happen gradually, or they may come all at once. Either way, they're a part of the process. They're proof that something within you is awakening, preparing you for the role you're meant to play. As you begin to recognize these signs, you may find that your perspective on life changes. You see challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth. You begin to trust the process, even when it feels uncertain. You start to understand that your life is not random, that everything you've experienced, both the joy and the hardship, has been preparing you for this moment. The more you trust these signs, the more confident you become in your purpose. They help you realize that you're not walking this path alone, that there's a reason for every step you've taken, and that the road ahead is unfolding exactly as it should. Ultimately, knowing if you're one of the 144,000 isn't about receiving a dramatic revelation or a grand announcement. It's about paying attention to what's already happening in your life. It's about recognizing the subtle but undeniable moments that point you toward your calling. If you've felt these signs, if you've noticed the synchronicities, the dreams, the growing sense of responsibility, then you're already on the path. The key is to trust what you feel, to embrace the journey, and to move forward with faith and courage. These signs are not here to intimidate you or make you feel overwhelmed. They're here to guide you, to show you that you're not imagining things, and to remind you that you've been chosen for a reason. They're an invitation to step into your purpose and to live in alignment with the divine plan. Comment signs if you've noticed these moments in your own life, and let's continue exploring what it means to be part of this unique group. What to do with the message you receive. You've heard the message. Now what? You might be feeling a mix of emotions, excitement, uncertainty, even a bit of fear. That's completely normal. This isn't a simple task, and it's not meant to be. But here's the good news. You don't have to have all the answers right away. You don't need to know exactly where this path will lead. All you need to do is start. Begin by dedicating a small part of your day to spiritual connection. This could mean prayer, meditation, or simply sitting quietly and opening your heart to divine guidance. It's in these moments of stillness that you'll begin to feel the next step forming. Even as you take these first steps, it's easy to doubt yourself. You may wonder if you're truly ready, if you're qualified, if you're strong enough. Remember, the 144,000 are not chosen for their perfection. They are chosen because they're willing to listen and move forward. Each day, take one small action. Maybe it's reaching out to someone who inspires you. Maybe it's journaling the thoughts that come to you after a quiet moment of reflection. Or maybe it's just acknowledging the pull you feel and saying, "Yes, I'm ready." These seemingly small acts are not insignificant. They are the foundation on which your greater mission will be built. Surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals is also essential. The path of the chosen isn't meant to be walked alone. Find others who share your desire for growth, for truth, for deeper connection. Together, you'll find strength and encouragement. In these relationships, you'll discover the kind of support that keeps you going even when the journey feels tough. Lean on one another, learn from one another, and celebrate the small victories together. This isn't about building a community for the sake of numbers. It's about forging genuine connections that help you stay aligned with your calling. It's important to remember that this journey is not about speed. It's about trust. Trust that as you take each step, the bigger picture will begin to reveal itself. Some days, the guidance will feel clear and direct. Other days, you might feel uncertain or even lost. That's okay. The process is not linear. It's filled with ebbs and flows, but each moment, each quiet realization and each small action moves you closer to fulfilling your mission. When doubts arise, return to those still, quiet moments. Reconnect with the divine. Remind yourself that you were chosen for a reason. Your mission may also involve shedding old habits and patterns that no longer serve you. This isn't always easy. Change can be uncomfortable, but it's necessary. As you let go of what holds you back, you'll create space for the new opportunities, new relationships, new levels of understanding. Each release, though challenging, is a step toward the person you are meant to become. The chosen are called to a life of transformation, and every small change you make is a part of that process. Trust that as you let go, you're moving closer to the divine plan for your life. As you continue, pay attention to the synchronicities that begin to appear. A chance encounter, a piece of wisdom from an unexpected source, or a sudden burst of clarity. These are all signs that you're on the right path. They serve as reminders that you're not walking this journey alone. The divine is always present, gently guiding you. The more you trust in these moments, the more confident you'll feel in taking each next step. Over time, you'll start to see a pattern, a flow. What once felt uncertain will become clear, and what once felt overwhelming will feel purposeful. Ultimately, receiving the message is about stepping into a greater reality. It's about choosing to move beyond fear and doubt and embracing the energy that has always been within you. Each day you say yes to this calling, you become more aligned with your true self. Each action you take, no matter how small, strengthens your connection to the divine and reinforces your purpose. By living this way, you inspire others. Your journey becomes a light for those still searching, and together, you help create a ripple effect of transformation that reaches far beyond yourself. So now, as you hear this call, take the first step. Trust that even if you don't have all the answers, you are exactly where you need to be. Let this message sink into your heart and move you to action. Surround yourself with others who share your vision. Take one small step today, and then another tomorrow. Before long, you'll find yourself moving steadily toward the fulfillment of your divine mission. Comment "I am chosen" if you're ready to step into this new energy. Together, we'll continue to rise, transform, and shine. As you take these steps, remember that the path of the chosen is not one of isolation. It's a journey of connection to the divine, to your purpose, and to those who walk alongside you. By answering this call, You're stepping into a lineage of spiritual seekers who have carried the light through history. You're joining a family of individuals who understand the weight of this mission and the profound beauty of its fulfillment. Together, you will learn, grow, and support one another, rising as a collective force of transformation in a world that so desperately needs it. This is your time to shine, to embrace your calling, and to move forward with faith and courage. No matter how uncertain the next step may feel, trust that you are being guided.